I am standing with a man you've previously known as Terry Taylor. Henceforth, he will not be Terry Taylor. He will be Mr. Terrence Taylor. He is the pinnacle of the York Foundation at this point. He is my pride. He is my joy. To the left of him is Mr. Hughes. I can't be everywhere all at once. When I can't be, Mr. Hughes will take my computer printouts. He will accompany Mr. Terrence Taylor, and he will do a very good job for me.
Wrestling fans are following special event matches set for one fall. Introducing first the head of the York Foundation, Alexandra York. Accompanying her is Mr. Hughes and the computerized wrestler of the 90s from Vero Beach, Florida at 239 pounds, Terrence Taylor.
All right, so the York Foundation headed by, of course, the boss, Alexandra York and Terrence Taylor.
Yeah, she requested that he be called Terrence instead of Terry.
His opponent from the dark side, weighing in at 233 pounds, beautiful Bobby!
Beautiful Bobby and Terrence Taylor, and you may see looming along the floor there near the ring is Mr. Hughes. As she stated, there's a good look at him, as she stated during the interview we just heard, that he is going to assist the York Foundation and be in places where she cannot be. Of course, when you run a big company, I guess you can't be everywhere, every place.
Well, that's a fact. I'll tell you what, he's an impressive-looking individual, and I don't think anybody's going to mess with Terrence Taylor from outside the ring. How he does inside the ring, well, only the computer and we will find out.
The computer, which has certainly turned things around for a man who was once known as Terry Taylor. But Terrence now tries to send Bobby out, and Bobby blocks it nicely. Hip toss him out. And Terrence now back to a corner, and he goes on the outside. I guess he needs, as Mr. Hughes calmly holds his spot, he needs some input here.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Alexandra York, constantly working that laptop computer, and I noticed, you know, there's been a slight change in her. She's not quite so quick with her predictions.
Well, I would agree with that also. Now to the ropes. Hip toss out. And Taylor comes back in, and Bobby levels it. Bobby leveled him with a clothesline, and Taylor rolls on the outside. I don't know if he can get any input here or not. He may be looking cross-eyed at the keyboard there.
The question is, you ask the computer, how do I get my breath back after being caught in the throat like that?
Taylor, as the fans are chanting Bobby's name.
Bobby Eaton, a great young competitor. By the way, he's getting some real special support here tonight from a bunch of the Rangers that have joined us from Fort Benning, and certainly a pleasure to have members of the United States Ranger teams here tonight.
Clothesline, Taylor, nicely done. He sprang out of that neutral corner, eyes straight ahead, great concentration, and leveled beautiful Bobby. And Taylor right again. It's well known that Alexandra York had been planning, and still is, to expand the York Foundation. One of the men she looked at one time was beautiful Bobby, and she stated that Bobby was a very rude, crude individual and was no longer into consideration. So now, a right hand to the face. I guess there's as much into this for Bobby as it is for Terrence Taylor, and there's a headbutt. Bobby wants to prove his worth. I'm sure not necessarily Alexandra, but right to the world. And right hand that time, sending Taylor back. He's chasing him into a corner.
Well, Bobby Eaton's a down-home Southern boy, if you will, and perhaps his manners didn't suit Alexandra York. Terrence Taylor, of course, highly schooled from a socially elite family.
A 2 count. And right to the point of attack once again. So Taylor now with the upper hand here. Terrence Taylor, the computerized wrestler of the 90s, gets a foot in the jaw that time. And slow to get up once again. Notice, and this has to be part of her program, Gordon, how he has tried to dictate the pace of this match. Whenever Bobby gets a flurry, he'll roll on the outside.
Yeah, he'll break the pace if he can. Caught him with a nice knee lift that time.
And sends him on the outside, right at the feet of Mr. Hughes. Oh, and he slaps the computer keyboard. He put his hand right on it, hit it hard, and I think he's jammed it.
He may have.
And this may change the complexion of this match. Buddy Landel is out. Now, he probably knows as much about a computer as I do.
I was just going to say, yeah. If it's broke, shake it or hit it on the side. You know, that doesn't work with computers, I don't think.
She's telling, boy, she's giving orders verbally right now. I mean, she says, get in there and do something. And that's exactly what he's doing. Buddy Landel coming out to assist Terrence Taylor, and he gets nailed. Taylor's rolled up. He beat him. He beat Terrence Taylor. Incredible. Alexandra says the computer is broken, and I guess we're going to take a look at how it happened. Well, that completely took them off, didn't it, Gordon?
Over-dependence on something mechanical or electronic, as we have the situation here. Too much dependence on that. Beautiful Bobby hit it. That threw her entire programming off. And suddenly Bobby Eaton is back in charge of things. And then, of course, the appearance of Buddy Landel. Well, Eaton ducked to one side just in time. Terry Taylor realized he goofed real badly, and then suddenly Eaton seizing that advantage, catching the shoulders down for the count of 3, and a victory for Bobby Eaton, a defeat for the computer.
Absolutely, and if Buddy Landel wants to be a member of the York Foundation, he started out on the wrong foot.